So this video is about the about the achievement gap in education and my proposal to bridge the gap. Um, so the achievement gap is basically the discrepancy in achievement between students that attend low poverty schools and students that attend high poverty schools. And the discrepancy is measured by test scores in reading, test scores in math, grade point average, educational outcomes after secondary education, and things of that nature. The underlying causes could be a myriad of factors, sociological in nature. These can include the historical marginalization of people of color and the working poor, resulting in disenfranchisement and other sociological issues like that. And the tangible differences are differences in parental income, differences in household income, differences in parental education, the education of the father, the education of the mother, which have an effect on the education of the student, and hence the gap in achievement between students in high poverty schools and low poverty schools. This is relevant to my own personal experience because I came from a single parent household, and though my mother gained an associate's degree, I am still, to this day, the only one of her children that has completed more than 2 years of college. There's no telling how much college my siblings could have achieved if my mother would have had more education or more disposable income or another parent. Now, my proposed solution is to kind of bridge the gap and kind of compensate for the lack of time and the lack of labor, so to speak, in high poverty households and low poverty households, which means making up the gap between parental income and parental education. And those things take time and labor, so as educators we're going to have to make up that difference in time and labor in our students on an individual basis. It would be great if society could kind of do away with income inequality and all of its other carryover factors from that, but we don't necessarily live in ideal times now. So my proposed solution is to train teachers or become a trained teacher to be a very high quality teacher. This involves rigorous training, rigorous coursework, preparation, and maybe even years of experience and some professional development within those early years of experience to get the best teachers possible in these high poverty schools. Once we have these teachers in place, these teachers will actually give a damn about what they want to do, so they'll be more likely to go the extra mile for their students. It's been found in the studies for this module that high quality teachers make more of a difference than like raw resources in the schools. So even if the schools have more money, it doesn't make as much of a difference as a high quality teacher would. Those schools are going to need the resources in order to attract high quality teachers, but seeing as how the teachers are high quality, they're probably more likely to care about more than just the compensation they're going to get, which is why the high quality teachers are so important in this solution. So by bridging the gap between labor and time, this involves going the extra mile, calling home when the students do something good instead of just when they do something bad, providing work, providing other help for students, maybe help with college admissions, and really making a difference in the students' lives beyond just the classroom, which is why these high quality teachers who care are so important in bridging this gap. The obstacles to this, of course, are the lack of resources in education. These schools are going to need to be able to attract these high quality teachers, and those resources are just not there at the moment. The training to produce these high quality teachers may also not necessarily be there either. So getting those resources and passing them on and developing these high quality teachers in post-secondary education is going to be an obstacle towards that. We're kind of getting there at Mary-Lou Fulton, but it's not quite there yet, at least not in my experience. The hopeful outcomes in the long term would be quashing inequality and setting up a foundation for marginalized peoples and the working poor to escape their situations and actually be able to bridge the achievement gap, not only in schools, but also in society through education. This is very important to me because I am a transgender woman, and I am unable to have children of my own. I won't know what it's like to be a parent to a child. I won't know what it's like to give birth to a child or see one of my own children grow up. This is something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And my students are going to be the closest thing I have to that. And seeing these students succeed and seeing these students prove that they are better than the statistics say they are, because I myself am an example of this, and being able to see these students prove themselves to the rest of the world will fill me with such gratitude that I otherwise would not have as a woman. And that is why that is so important to me, as sad as that sounds. So this has been my proposal to the achievement gap. I have run a little bit extra. Thank you for your time.